Hi all. Okay, on 19th of December. Here's a quick look at the map. Situation we're in at the moment. I get right down the bottom there. Almost. There you go. So two new rules come in on the 19th. One is that Germans now have to trace supply in the supply phase. The second one is there's another situation that triggers allied activations, and it's if a unit has got a simple 2-to-1 strength advantage if it's proximate to another unit that's got a 2-to-1 strength advantage. I think it can include other units as well that are proximate, so it makes it much easier for them activate. So that's the two new rules. So right in, first phase, the reserve phase. Move the units down into the reserve units box. The Allies got an 18th corps infantry and a couple of 5 corps infantry, but this is our day when you get the 2nd SS Panzer Corps and you get a couple of mechanised units, one armour and one mechanised infantry for the 67th Corps. So it's a good time for us. Hopefully we can start reinforcing the 1st SS a bit. There's no units within 2 days previous that we can deploy, so basically that's the reserve phase over. So now the card prep. Well, I've prepared the cards. The Germans got 4 new 19 reinforcement cards. It was basically to take care of, to bring these guys in. So there was 3 supplemental and 1 primary card. So we're guaranteed to see the 1 primary, which is the 2nd SS. So I've shuffled all them up. I haven't drawn my cards yet. I'll draw them in a sec. The Allies didn't get any reinforcements, so I've shuffled their command deck up, but they have drawn 2 of these are the sort of offensive cards. So they've now got 2 of them in their deck, and they get 2 of them now every day until these run out. And basically it makes them more aggressive. They've got some attack actions and that might be starting to come into it. And obviously as the days go on, there's more and more of them. So that's the addition to that. And it was the same 7 supplemental cards get added as the last couple of days. It's been 7. And the command level drops to 3 now. So we can only play 3 command points before we're then going to pass over to the Allied Impulse. So I've drawn my 6 cards, I'll lay them out, let you have a look. Okay, there's our 6 cards for the start of the day. Yeah, we do have this 3rd PG division card, which actually it gets to deploy both of the units. There's the 2 units in the reserve units box. So it does get to deploy both of them. So we might do that. I'm not sure. Not really thought about it yet. Just get you a look at the cards anyway. Okay, next up, supply phase. I'm not going to play a bridge engineer card. So the next step after that is, and now because Germans have to trace supply, the Germans trace supply first. And remember how I said I needed to watch for the end of the 18th and make sure my guys were. I think I had such a bad sort of session the last part of the 18th that I kind of threw all that out the window. But I'm cursing right away because I'm sure I was going to put a unit here at one point, because I think this guy's out of supply, just the initial glance. So kicking myself right away. I'll have a wee look at the top, just the top of the map there first. Yeah, this guy here's in low supply. He can't trace supplies, so I can't see any issues with any other guys there. And first, they're all okay. There's nothing in the middle there. I'll show you the bottom of the map. We'll have a look. think there's any issues through the middle anyway. No, I can't see any problems there. All the German units there can trade supply. So just the bottom right hand corner. There's the bottom right hand corner, but I think we knew this guy was always going to be unable to trace supply once he got surrounded. I spoke about being there and then mentioned about the reason to fix this bridge maybe, but then he also got surrounded when this guy popped up, so he can't trace supply either. But I think that's only two. That's all I can see. So we'll have a look at the allies now. Okay, so go with the cavalry unit up here. Is it supplied? And this guy here as well, he's surrounded. Again, I don't see anything down the middle for the allies. All these guys can trace all that way. There's like a line of them and then the line of the Germans there, so I think they're all keeping their supply open at the moment. Just the top of the map and down the bottom. I think they've got one down the bottom that's out of supply. Sorry, I mean unable to trace supply. Yeah, this unit here. So he's in low supply as well. I think that's it all. Can't see any other issues myself anyway. And there's no roadblocks on the board, so that's the supply phase over. So next is the first German impulse. Okay, I'm going to start off activating the 85th Corps. I mentioned about making this sort of blunder. Anyway, however. Okay, first of all, I'm going to move this unit 1, 2, 3. Then move this infantry 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and him as well, 1, 2, 3. And also the armour. I can't get any closer anyway, so the armour's coming in there too. It's just a matter of if I want to take a chance and move this guy. I'm going to have a look at if it's worthy of an attack or not. Yeah, okay, that's my movement. I'm going to attack this guy. I've got 11 to 3. I'm going to play this for combat engineers. Maybe you can't quite see that. Sorry. So that's going to increase it to 12 to 3. It doesn't do anything else, unfortunately, because he's in a town, but so 12 to 3, so we get 4 to 1 odds. I mean, I did think about involving this guy, but he's across the river, and would have been more chip pools, though that was the only thing. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one for the combat tactics for 5 chip pools. So the guy is surrounded, so he'll draw a card, but he won't get an undetected defender. So let's go for that. See what happens. Okay, I think that's probably quite good. It's got reinforced battle, so 1, 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not happening. Yeah, there's nothing that can join him in the battle. Oh, I said he was surrounded, so reinforced battle is never going to work. Oh, okay. Okay, so 41 odds. He's in a town in a broken town. 41 odds, maximum of 5 chip pools, minimum of 2 chip pools. So let's get the 2. Have a look. There's the 2 pools. So these guys are tough to get to move. Any of these guys down here have always been tough to move. It's probably a waste of time, but I'll draw the other 3. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nothing to. Well, I got a 4 to 1, but I had pondered on playing artillery, but because command, well, mind you, it would have been 4 anyway. Yeah, I would have been given the allies an impulse. There was an artillery card in my hand I thought about playing, but yeah. So just 1 hat, and he's in a town that soaks it up. So yeah, it's tough to get. I think you probably got to get round about these guys, maybe knock them out of supply, and then something might happen. Okay, well, we give it a shot. That's that action over. We've only spent 2 points, so remember the command levels up down to 3 now, so you've got to watch that. So I'll get another activation before the allies get an impulse. Okay, going to activate 47 Panzer Corps again. And yeah, I can't really see a way through here. This stack is kind of horrible looking, so okay. No, wait a minute, that's into a forest as well. Oh dear, hang on. Yeah, it turns out these 2 guys are in a terrible spot. This is a forest hex. They could go in there broken for 2, well, for 3, because they're leaving zone of control. 4 into there, well, they can go 5 into there. They can't get in the hoofways. This is a bit of a mess. Okay, I'll bring the Führer Brigade or whatever it is. Sorry, I'm not good with these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think there was any checks there. No. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is dumb or no, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into there for 5 with these 2 guys. They just couldn't really get moving anyway. And then I'll bring the 2nd Panzer unit down beside with this guy. A 243 unit. I'm going to break out the zone of control for 2, and then back in for our 3 into the woods for 5. No, hang on. There's going to be a check there, aren't there? A sec. Yeah, this could really hurt if this pops a roadblock here. So I go 1, 2 into here, and I've got to take a check here. Okay, check on a 3. Oof, it's a 5. Okay, relax. What did I say? That was 1, 2. Yeah, and 3, 4, 5. That was my plan. Yeah, and yeah, I should just. Well, it's adjacent now anyway, but we did a check on that hex. So this guy's gonna break away 2 for 1, 2. and 3, 4, 5 into there, and then the infantry can go 1, 2 into there, I think. I'm just looking at these 2 infantry units and just feel like they should be getting involved as well. I mean, I could use these to... There's nothing down here. I don't want to move that one because it's... decisions, eh? Yeah, I need more units going west, so I'm going to move this guy, I think. I feel like somebody's shouting, no, don't do that. Yeah, I can strategically move on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I clearly can't move that guy because that's a victory point hex as well, so I'm pretty sure that's my movement done. Yeah, okay, that's my movement over. I'm gonna go for St. Hubert. So just to let you look, there's 5 and there's our 10 here. So 15 to 2 is 7 to 1. Yeah. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 chip pools. Oh dear me. Okay, I'm feeling like I'm gonna go for this, guys. So, I mean, I did want to bring out the reserves. Again, I wonder if these are all screaming at me. Don't know. So that takes up to 16 to 2, so it takes me to 8 to 1 with the combat engineers. And I'm also going to throw in artillery. So my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chip pools have now become 7, which is the number you want to see. Yeah. Let's just go for it. So he gets to draw a card, and he can get an undetected defender or combat tactics. So let's see what he gets. He's got a 5th core card. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. So it's not a match for undetected defender, but it's artillery, which is probably going to override our artillery, and he gets to draw another card. Alright, fortunately, I think we had that before. He's drawn another artillery, so we've got lucky with that one. So we've both got artillery, but like I say, I feel like I'm always on the wrong end of the stick with that one. However, so 8 to 1 odds, maximum is 7 chip pools, minimum of 2. He's in a town in the woods, and he's elite. We don't have elite. Let's get the 2 and have a look. Okay, so 1.5 to 1. There's no air power, so it's an A1 and a D1. Let's get the other 5, eh? Look at that. I drew this one just before that one. I thought, oh no, I'm just missing out in the 9 to 1 because I've got 8 to 1, and then I drew that as the last chip, 7 to 1. Okay, 2 hits on me. I'm gonna cringe at that part, but well, we wanted some D1. We wanted some Ds. Got quite a few of them. Okay, I'll count the numbers up. Yeah, 6. Just noticed there was no artillery chits again there. I'm sure the last time we had this situation with both artillery was none appeared, but so 6 hits to them, 2 to us. Yeah, I shouldn't be complaining about that, but I've got a feeling the 2 is going to hurt. So I'll tidy some of the cards away. Right, so 6 hits is enough to kill this guy, 1 for the town, and then retreat. Another 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 hits to take to kill him. So that's excellent. I've got our 2 eliminated units there, so we got another extra victory point up to 19. Right, now the not so good bit. I'm gonna have a look, see where I'm taking my 2 hit. Yeah, maybe not quite as bad as I thought. This 4 unit drops to a 3, the other one drops to a 2, so what was it we're going to pick on that one? And unfortunately the infantry goes bracketed to a 2, so I think I'll go like that for my, I'll go like that for my 2 hits. Right, that's okay. Okay, so advance after combat. Okay, so the infantry is going in anyway. And we get 2 more victory points. He's flipped to 1. The weakest of the 3 aware units is going to advance and then advance a second X into here. Got to take a roadblock check here though on a 2. You see that? Pretty much. Oh no. Yeah. So roadblock. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I think we're just going in there. These are advancing in as well. And this guy's just going to advance into St. Hubert, I think. Is he? No, hang on. He was there, wasn't he? Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this armour unit down here, and you know, my initial thought, okay, I moved that guy in, but just, I don't, this is my bridge, this is my supply source, but we're just starting to turn. I did think about advance some in and then back out there for 2 to try and cover, but he's only a 1 strength. I think I'm just going to advance him into there. Maybe I'm scared about too much. Okay. Yeah, that's everything I think. So I've spent plenty command points. I've only got 1 card left in my hand actually. So I'll tidy things up and draw up my new hand. Okay, there's the new cards for the day. I think I only had that one left, so 5 new cards. I've got one of the primary card for the 2nd SS Panzer Corps. If memory serves me right though, the supplemental card that may or may not be in my draw deck can deploy most of the units anyway. And I think in the past that's been trying to deploy it with the other card and then activate them with that card, and you get it all happen in the one day. Yeah. But I don't know yet. There's some 4 or 5 cards left. I also noticed I've got this special on the 19th. Manteuffel directs traffic. It lets me remove a roadblock and at any sort of time. It doesn't count towards the allied command value either, I noticed. Just looking, well, it's off camera, but the roadblock that popped up on the 47th Corps, I don't know, maybe that's not that big a deal. Anyway, that's my hand. Let's get an allied impulse going. Okay, first allied impulse of the day. We get no command. It's rather uneventful, isn't it? Ooh. Or is it? There's going to be engineers again. So that looks like we're going to get probably another armoured unit in here. Here's me talking about that special manifold direct traffic. It looks like that's a bit too late now. Oh well, I'll just have a look at things. Okay, yeah, so we're going to replace this with a unit. A bit of a question that's not really clear in the rules. 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So we're looking for somebody from the same army. He's 4 away. 1, 2, 3. He's 4 away. Now this is from the first army, and this is from the third army. So I mean, it basically only says I'll pick from the same army, and then if possible take a unit in the same division as on map allied unit closest to the roadblock. If none, then the same corps. And if a choice remains, take the lowest numbered unit. So I guess what you could take out of that, there's none of that division that can deploy. There is one of the corps, but there is one of that division, and it's also going to be the lowest selector number. So it pains me, but I don't see anything. It doesn't say if they're tied, you know, select the nearest from the same army. It doesn't say that. I'm going to go by how I'm looking at it and say that this matches that division. We can't get a match for that division, so that should probably take over. And if not, this is the lowest selector number also that's in the reserve units box. So unfortunately, yes, more armour. So I think that's right. That's allied impulse over. Okay, going to play card 62 to deploy all core reserves. I know I had the division card that would have deployed them before, didn't I? But yeah, well, never mind. Looking at, going to put them here, I think. 3 away from an allied unit, 3 away, they're on a road hex. Yeah. So that's that, it's me spent 2 points. Okay, going to play card 56, activate the 66 core. I'm going to have roadblock checks here again. Oh, it's great when you get to the 20th. You only check roadblocks and victory point hexes. Because this is getting frustrating. I mean, I've got guys ahead of them, but I'm still having to do checks. Okay, so 1. So we've got to do a check here. So check on a 2 there. Donate. Hang on. Just in case. 2. I've got to check here on a 2. 5. Going well. Well, actually, I'm moving him into there. So for 3, look at the roadblocks or roadblock checks. So yeah, this one's in supply too. Maybe I should be cleverly cutting supply to these hexes. Okay, check this one on a 3. It's a 5. You got it? Yeah. Yeah, coming in here for 4. So got to check this one again. It's another 3. Is that one in supply? Yeah. Alright, we got we get a roadblock at that one. And have to stop as well. Yeah. Some of you smart guys out there are probably weaving your units in better places than where I'm weaving them, stopping all these checks having to be made. Oh well, never mind. Okay, we've got a couple of infantry units back here to move. Okay, going to use the 18th unit here. Move it with a strategic movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I'm going to strategic move this guy. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 4 in the Baston. I think I'm going to leave him there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing at the moment. This has been a strange start to the day. I don't whether it's the cards I've got in my hands or it seems a bit uneventful, really. Okay, we'll go with that. That's 4 points spent, so the allies will get an activation now, an impulse. I'll get 2 new cards though first. Okay, here's our 2 new cards. Aha! Well, we didn't get the, like I say, I'm pretty sure there's a division one of these for the 2nd SS that deploys the two the 2nd SS and the 9th SS or something. Yeah, it just skips 1 unit out, but now we've got a chance to deploy them and activate them. Not in the same impulse, however. These are 3. Both of them are 3. I think that's probably the benefit of the division card. But anyway, we've got 1st SS there as well, so it looks a bit. Hopefully something can happen next turn. Right, on to the allies. Okay, just before we do the next allied impulse, just want to point out a couple of my poor strategic decisions, I think. Maybe you guys seen this, and I suppose it must be quite tricky to try and watch all the roadblocks and keep them all covered, but the unit's under that is an armoured unit under that, isn't it? The 1-5, he's only got 1 strength, and he was here and I wanted to advance him into there, but if I had left him here, both these roadblocks wouldn't have needed check because they'd been adjacent, and I think that's something maybe you need to think about more. But I mean, there's a lot to try and concentrate on, but I just noticed afterwards, I mean, we ended up with a roadblock here, we wouldn't have had that. You know, was there any danger here? Well, leaving that guy there, was he in any danger? And he was protecting that a bit better, so I think I should have left him there. And the other one I just noticed was the poor deployment of these guys. Just looking at my cards, the cards in my hand again. These guys. I didn't think it was much of a big deal where I was putting them, but I did look at, because of tension and possible reinforcing battle using them when I activate the 1st SS. But I think this attack could probably have benefited better from the reinforced battle, and if I just put them here, 1, 2. Okay, maybe they wouldn't have been able to easily get into there, but they could have come round into here and helped with the attack there. So I just think a wee bit more thought could have been put into that. Looking at it, I think I can break these guys away to help with the battle here and probably still reinforce them into there if I want to. Because this guy's only 1 step, he's surrounded, he's in low supply, so maybe he doesn't need all the... hopefully it won't make too big a difference. But yeah, just shows you there's a lot to think about. Anyway, let's get back to the Allied impulse. Let's see what they get. Okay, we've got division card for the 18th Airborne Corps, 30th Infantry and 75th Infantry. The 30th Infantry we deployed. Let me see that? No, sorry. I was in doubt. We deployed them. They're all in the one stack. The 75th don't come out for a few days yet, actually. There's nothing to deploy. Although we do need to check for if they were out of contact, but they quite possibly are. Hang on. Yeah, these guys are actually out of contact. There's two conditions. I don't know if I've read them to you before. They are quick. The first one is, as in Allied communication, no German unit proximate, and its removal would not create a gap in the line. Moving one of these wouldn't create a gap in the line. I know that one for sure. I can get that one. There's no German units proximate to these. This is a broken bridge, so this guy can only go to here. There's nothing proximate to them. And condition B actually applies as well. As in Allied communication, not surrounded, and its lowest numbered unit in a stack containing at least 5 steps or 8 strength points. So it would pick the lowest numbered unit in that stack. I think it's number 10, 8, 9 and 10 there. So that does say that they're out of contact. So there's a chance that they might get redeployed. But they can only do it in method A, so which could be tricky, admittedly. That's their core boundary and north of that line, so I'll have a wee look. No, actually I can't see anything that a German unit's proximate to that also complies with other conditions, not adjacent to Allied unit. There's a couple I looked at in here, but because we got welts, I know alright, you can't see down there, we've got welts, they can't trace supply through here. This road is the only road that goes down that they could get on. I also think I could surround anything that went in there, pretty sure. So yeah, I can't really see anything. This was another possibility I think we looked at before, but this is actually... Oh, wait a minute, hang on. I thought I had had a look at that, and it does look, it's able to trace supply, and it's not surrounded, but actually I can't, there's no German unit proximate, none of these guys can get into there. That would cost him 4 to go in there. Oh, he's not infantry, is he? Yeah, he's armour. So it would cost him 4 to get in there, and then another 4 to get in there. And this guy's would have to go, yeah, he can't. So, yeah, I can't see nothing, so I better not harp on too much. So next we need to, hang on. So we've nothing to deploy, we can't do it without a contact either. So then we need to activate. And I remember having a glance there that one of the conditions to activate the units is if they're out of contact. So we know they're out of contact, so they're going to activate. So let's not muck about, let's just get 3 cards. Okay, so these are the 3 cards I drew. I'll just, rather than take up too much space, a quick glance at them. So none of the offensive cards. So I'll put them in the order that they're going in. And the first one's going to be fill the gap. Okay, I don't want to keep going over these cards as well. Most of you know them, but I don't know if I've really gave a description or not. We'll go through these 3. So the situation is a unit proximate to an empty position to which a German unit is also proximate. Position with a hold value of less than 5 may not be in another Allied zone of control. So, and then the action is move to position. If more than one choice, move to highest hold value, then fewest movement points required. Okay, I actually think this is a candidate. This could have been as well, but it's adjacent to an Allied unit, so because I believe this unit could be proximate. 1, 2, 3, yeah, but it's adjacent to an Allied unit. This guy can come across the river into there. So that's a candidate, I believe. And then, so he wants to move to that. The three conditions that would stop him are preserve the line, avoid surround, protect VP hex. Well, preserve the line and protect VP hex. This is a VP hex, but he's leaving 2 units in there. Oh, and by the way, we shouldn't be looking at the number 8. We should be looking at number 10. My bad, because it goes from 27 down to 1. So you look at the highest numbered unit first. So yeah, like I say, there's not going to be a gap created by him moving. That may come up and that may come up soon. But anyway, and he's still the VPX is still occupied. So and then the other one's avoid surround, but there's no German unit can get in round the back there. So I think this unit's actually going to activate and move to here. Yeah, and I think that's it. I don't think this unit can, this one it can't reach. It is proximate to German unit, but he can't get there, so that was the only other one we looked at. Like I say, this is adjacent. So that's fill the gap done. So we've still got 2 units to try and activate. So next one's Germans exposed. I think we went through this one before. Situation unit stack, proximate to a German unit stack with situational strength of 2 or less. Not applicable against German units across the river. I won't describe the action because it's not going to happen. This is a stack of two strength units, so he could have actually reached there. So if one of them had been there, he probably would have went there and actually eliminated if he would been on his own. That's what you got to watch. But there's nothing else that he can reach that's got a situational strength of 2. I can go into situational strength a bit if it crops up, but if this unit had been on its own, I'm pretty sure it would have, situational strength would have actually been 2. Okay, so I can't see anything that they can take advantage of Germans exposed. So on to the next card. So next card's move, and it goes from lowest selector number up. So we look at number 8 first initially, but this is slightly different. Well, the Germans exposed card was unit stack, but we didn't get to do anything with that. But the fill the gap was just unit, so it was just 1 unit. This is unit stack, so it actually looks at both of these guys. You still move them one at a time, but it's going to do the same thing with the 2 of them. Maybe not exactly the same thing. If they're going to go adjacent to a German unit, I think they would spread out a bit, but they're looking to do the same thing. So unit stack not adjacent to a supply German unit. Well, that's the case. Just before we go into the action, we might as well look at, and this is if both these units move, preserve the line, avoid surround, protect VP hex. If both the units leave there, protect VP hex, it says do not move from VPX if it leaves the hex vacant and if within 2 hexes of a German unit or German unit is proximate. So there's not a German unit within 2 of that, and there's no German units proximate to that. So these 2 guys can clearly leave that hex and not care about protecting the VP hex. They've got to be careful about avoid surround. That depends on where they go. The other one is preserve the line, my favourite. Well, I think we need to know where they're going to go first, if they're going to go anywhere. So the action is move to unoccupied VP hex to which a German unit is proximate. There's none of them. If none, move to unoccupied proximate German town city. There's none of them, not that he can reach. You know, there's a unoccupied German town city here, but they can't get to that. If none, move adjacent to nearest proximate German unit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So these 2 are the options, so we need a tiebreaker. So if more than 1, move to target nearest to forward direction. So their primary forward direction is here, 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 sort of towards that guy. Is that what I see? Their secondary forward direction is actually here. So the way I see that is he's the one that they want to go towards. You know, they're not going to come down here. It's nowhere near their forward direction. So that's the guy that they want to come to. And they can reach. He can go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So there's 2 possible hexes I think they can reach. None of the hexes are going to be surroundable, I can see. And so, well, hang on a sec. Let's see how they're going to move then. Okay, so the 2 units, they want to do the same action if they can, because they're in a stack. The one thing I'm a little bit unsure about, and maybe somebody can confirm what I'm thinking here. I had a wee glance here, but the unit stack bit does get me a bit. I had issues with this in the past. I think it's to enable other units. This could be stacked with other units from different corps, different army even, you know, possibly. I think it can activate them all, and they can all do it, which is pretty cool for them. I suppose what my question is, it says unit stack. Now, say for instance, one of these did have to stay here to protect the VP hex or preserve the line. Would the unit stack situation then be unresolved and I couldn't do that? I don't think that's the case. I think you would still take the highest selector number, and he would just do the thing himself alone, and we would have to leave this guy behind. That's what I think. Hopefully that's right. But maybe somebody could confirm that for me, because it's not going to matter here, and I can carry on because I can move both these units without having that concern. But I would like to just have that confirmed, that if one of these units had to stay behind, would that then stop the command from working, or would I still be able to do it with the one? Sorry, going on there a bit. Okay, so both these guys are going to do the same action, but they do move individually. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. That's getting adjacent to this German unit, or German stack even. So the rules are, when you're moving adjacent to a German unit, first of all, if there's another unit there, you want to go into an empty hex. So this guy will go there. Now this guy then could go either. Hang on a sec. So yeah, just quickly read this bit out to you. Sorry guys. Movement adjacent to a German unit. So you move them in lowest to highest order on the selector number. When an action instructs calls for allied units to move adjacent to a German unit, move the units one at a time in ascending numerical order. When an allied unit can reach more than one hex adjacent to the German unit, move the unit to an empty hex, if any. So that's what we've done first with that one. That was the empty hex that we could reach. Then to the hex that takes the most movement points to reach. Then to the hex with the fewest allied units. Well, they're both the same, aren't they? It's 1, 2, 3 movement points. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So they're both the same. So we need another tiebreaker, don't we? This also applies to units that start their move adjacent to the target. Yeah, okay. Actually, I don't think I'm getting a tiebreaker for that. Hang on. Yeah, again, don't know if I think this, did it come up before, or am I thinking of something else? I can't quite find the tiebreaker result for that. The only thing I can find in the RAT as a clarification. No, hang on. Yeah, it's under 10.4, performing allied restrictions. Allied action restrictions. If after applying all conditions and restrictions to an allied move, more than one destination hex is eligible, move to the westernmost hex. I think that one came up before, didn't it? Did I not talk about that recently? Well, the westernmost hex means it would be this one rather than beside his buddy, which seems a little bit odd to me. Okay, there's another question I could do by getting answered then. Which hex? 1, 2, here or here? I'm going westernmost then. Okay, so that's all the 30th Infantry activated. And yeah, jumping back to the gap, the preserving of the line. I don't think that's created a gap. There's no German unit that can suddenly create communication through that area. But this guy's here. I mean, they have moved. You know, they were here. They have created a gap in here, if you like. So I think this is the one that always gets me. They were there, and now they're not there. So there's now a wee bit of a gap here. But I think I've got to think that. Again, though, I could be wrong. I just there's no German unit that can now trace through the area that they've left for communication. So I think that means that they've not created a gap. And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, that's their activation, their impulse over. So back to the Germans. Actually, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a break shortly anyway, guys. So what I might do is leave these 2 or 3 questions. What was it we had? Well, we had that little one there about, sorry, camera, about if this guy should have been placing. I think that's right. He's the same division. But like I say, I didn't, maybe it is, the way it's written in the rules, I'm not quite seeing it right. But I didn't see, this is 1st Army, this is 3rd Army. So where do you go from there? But you still pick something if you can pick its division, I suppose, yeah. And then just a couple of questions that came up there. Would this guy move here? And, what was the other one? Oh yeah, the unit stack thing. Yeah. So maybe somebody might be able to answer that. Martin, get on it, please. And I'll post this video up as the first part of the 19th, and I can always start playing the next part, recording it. Okay, so I'll leave this as the first part of the 19th, guys. And I'll catch you next one. Okay, cheers.